ladies and gentlemen, how are you today? My Facebook friends, my YouTube friends, my internet friends, our community of friends. So today we are going to talk a little bit about the business part of marketing and the magic, and just going to kind of go off on a couple tangents, and going to clown around a bit. So let's go find my fellow clown. Where is he? There you are. What the heck? You got a red dot on your nose.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes.
Whoop. You blew your nose. Yeah. How you doing, Steve?
Good. I'm freezing. I'm wearing a sweater here because here in Florida it's like cold. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that comes from Canada. You can thank them, and it blows right through here through Minnesota, and we shove it down there.
You guys are blowing it down on us here.
That's
come back and get this cold weather. Anyway, things are still happening.
They are. You can't stop them. They're always moving around. So let's talk a little bit about how to get gigs for magicians. And we got a comment here already. Who we got here? Oh, look at this. Our friend Dino.
Hi, Dean.
Yes.
Yeah, I already told Brad some of the stories of our escapades together.
Yeah, you didn't tell me all the stories though. There's
what
happens in Vegas in Vegas, right? So it's fun having Steve here. Now I'm nervous because he's like the dean of marketing.
Yeah. No, Dean has an awful lot to share. And though any of us who have been working most of our lives doing this have had experience and figured out what works, and not everything is going to work for everybody else. Everybody's going to have a little bit of a technique, a way of doing it. So I'm not critical of anybody's form of marketing. In fact, I cheer everybody on. Say go for it. But the problem is with marketing is you end up spending a lot of money and time spinning your wheels, and you really don't know. You learn from experience what's going to work for you.
Yeah, a good example is you can hit the streets and spend a lot of time performing and get big crowds of 50 or 100 or 200, out on the street corner or whatever. But are they event planners? Granted, it's a numbers game then, but you could also go to a event industry networking event and connect with people that are in the event industry and do some showcasing there. And I think that it accelerates the process a little bit. An example is if you want to work fairs and festivals here in Minnesota, there's an organization called the Minnesota Festival and Events Association. Mm-hmm. They're all people that are doing all the festivals, the city celebrations and all that stuff. Those are the right people to talk to because they're going to be just a couple steps away. Whereas if you're talking to a general public person, they got to climb the ladder in the corporate world and get through the secretary and get to the manager and then get to the event planner, and then it's a long road.
But Brad, it's not that easy.
No.
And but they have to see you. They have to know who you are. So that's what you're saying. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've done almost everything you just said. But if you don't get out there and people don't see you, so you're right. Showcasing and going to the right event to show your skills and service is very important. But it's still difficult, to get people to jump on the bandwagon and say, well, we got to have you. Because there is competition, and it's not like competition's bad because of the contrast. I don't fit for everybody's event. I'm not the perfect fit. People, that's the thing you have to get past. You have to get past the fact that you think that you're the best for everybody.
If someone's targeting the children's birthday area, you'd probably be better off with the clown nose than a tuxedo.
Yeah, but believe it or not, this clown nose thing has opened the doors to a lot of interesting doors.
I was going to say that if you went to a business networking event walking in like that, you are the center of attraction.
Well, let me tell you, the first thing is I keep this in my car. One of these. I have extras. I give these away. But the reason I keep it in my car is for two reasons. One is I used to have a terrible time with road rage. So when I put this on, it changes my perspective. When people see me, they laugh and wave, So I learned to let go of the road rage. It took several years for me to work through this. So if I ever have a problem or get frustrated, get stuck in traffic, I put this on, and it kind of alleviates the stress. But the second reason is because when I get pulled over, look what I have. This is my driver's license. I have a clown nose on my driver's license.
And it's 3D, right?
Yeah, it's just stuck. It's a sticker. It's stuck on there. So yeah, and let me tell you, of all the times I've been pulled over by a police officer, um, they don't think it's funny, but I've never gotten a ticket. And one story is I had a police officer peel it off. You can't have that on there. I said, okay, whatever. Well, here's the interesting thing about it. I went through the Orlando airport, as I used to fly a lot, and I was checking on my baggage, and I had put an item into the check on baggage that had mechanical parts and the batteries, and they saw that and they freaked out.
Sure.
They immediately came and got my license from me. And I told them, I said, I'm a magician. It's a magic prop. I figured I realized what I had done. And the head of security at Orlando Airport came to me. He gave me back my driver's license, and he said, next time, don't put the batteries in the device. And where's your nose? And I went, what does he mean, where's my nose? He somehow had seen my ID with that nose on there because I'd flown so many times. So I think that's interesting that you just don't realize the impact you make. So I use this, when I'm in my banks and wherever, and people remember you, because of that, So don't be afraid to wear the clown nose. It opens doors,
It does. And those police that have that attitude, I think got to lighten up a little bit. I mean,
yeah. So the main thing is to find the stuff that fits you, that can position you in people's minds so that they remember you for whatever it is you want to promote or what service you want to give. So, yeah. my style of performing as a magician is comical. I call myself a clown in plain clothes, In fact, that's what I tell the police officer. They'll say, are you some sort of a clown? And I said, yeah, I'm in plain clothes division.
Well, the guy I referenced, his name is John Hughes, but he branded the name Hondo, which is a memorable kind of thing rather than someone with a name like my name, Brad Goodham. They go, who is that guy? Was it Brian something? Brian Goldstein? I don't know. So you got to have something unique that makes that event planner go, hey, what about that guy that was wearing the clown nose at the meeting last month?
Yes, right. That's exactly right.
Was his name Kevin Hart, I think? No.
No, it's not easy to brand yourself and to help people to identify who you are and tie it into your service. It's not easy.
And Dean says, be uniquely you because everyone else is taken. Isn't that
That's right. That's right, Dean.
Well, that's why I say that, like, the competition, there really is no competition because there's only one you.
Right.
If there's a lot of confusion. If someone wants you, I've been hired before because somebody thought I was somebody else.
Yeah, me too.
And vice versa,
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to have something that's unique like that. If you look like everybody else, there's a guy that's local here, David Farr, that kind of looks a little bit like me. He's much younger, but he's just as good looking. So we get confused sometimes. Let's pull up your dollar store.
Yeah. I sell the sticker and the nose on there for a couple of bucks, on that dollar store, magictricks.com. Along with all the other basic tricks. I mean, I got some cool things. In fact, I'm getting ready to add some new things that people probably have not seen. So I'm constantly adding new products on that line. But the point of that is helping magicians get back to some of the basics. I mean, here's a trick here. This is a trick that I had saw someone perform at a magic convention. And I said to him, how do you do that? I've never seen this before. And he says, watch this. He took the two pieces of yarn and he stretched it until eventually it became one piece of yarn. And I had no idea how it was done. And I said, do you teach it to me? He goes, pay for my dinner and I'll teach it to you. So I did. And he showed me how it was done. But guess what? I went home and I found it in a book, a magic book I had out on my shelf. So, I had not gone back to the basics and gone some of the basic stuff of learning how to do that. And but I've actually used this in a walk around situation where I
Well,
would,
that's a great tip for the working magician that is forgetting about the basics, because that
oh,
similar thing happened to me. I'll share the story. But there's also people that don't do magic that might want to get into a little bit, like a professional salesperson might want to use the
this
magic.
is really easy to do. You're right. You're
Yeah.
exactly right.
So it doesn't take, you don't need to buy the magic dealers won't like it, but you don't like to buy the hundreds and thousands of dollars of things. If you can spend $1, you can make it break some ice and have a big impact with it.
Well, there you go. The word breaking the ice and getting past the gatekeepers. Sometimes magic or a trick or a novelty or the clown nose like that will do that for you. The people they want to break out of the monotony, and if you can do that for them, they remember you, and when you come back, they remember you. So yeah, I used to do that.
Well, I think what happens with some of the magicians is they get into it and they're always looking for the new thing. What's new? That's what they're always looking for. And they don't realize that when they first started, something very simple amazed them. I remember I was driving truck for a guy that's local here. I drove down to like where Dolly Parton's place is at Dollywood area, somewhere around there. Is that Tennessee, I think? And there was this place you could go in and you paid like $7 to go in there, and you could go and you could watch see all these little things. It was like a magic world kind of thing. And they had behind glass, there was this like a robotic gypsy just sitting behind a thing. And there was a glass ball on the table and it was rolling around on the table. It rolled right to the edge of the table. Then it would roll back. And I was looking for, there strings, or it can't be magnets because it's glass. Is it maybe tilting the table? But that would be risky because it could fall off the table. I couldn't figure it out. So I left. And then all of a sudden, you know what? I paid another $7. I went back in again. I was just looking at that thing, trying to figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. All of a sudden, oh, that's that thing with the ring and the strings that I saw, probably in grade school.
Yeah. A lot of some of the working magicians today and amateurs want to jump past some of the basics, and to learning how to do a cut and restored rope, learning how to do a double lift, learning how to make a sponge ball disappear. I don't know if I'm not very good with the camera, but well, there it goes. Yeah. But learning how to do that is they just kind of jump right past that stuff, and they want to get into the big tricks or something that's I think is more remarkable. But the basics are very important, and you and I both started off as hobbyists, as children, and that's where we've learned what we've been able to do today. So the basics are important.
Dino's got another good hit. The curse of the creative is boredom. I can see that. You get bored and you're trying to find something new.
Yeah.
Just go back to the basics and. I got your nose. I got your nose.
Hey, I still pull the corn out from behind a kid's ear. I still do that.
But where you do this stuff is the difference. If you got to plant your seeds in a fertile garden.
Creativity is in our head and in our heart. It is a result of our awareness of the possibilities. And I think that's what Dean's referring to. If we get bored, it's only because we're focusing out here. We're not focusing inside in the possibilities. And when we do that, it changes. It changes our perspective. It changes our performance. I got things in my show that nobody, as far as I know, performs or does, just because they're my ideas. So being creative is very, very important.
Well, even in the marketing thing, even aside from the magic, I remember a guy that was trying to make an impact with a client. He used to sell those franchises for those little mini donuts you use at carnivals and stuff. And he was trying to make an impact. So he sent a package to the guy's house, but he had it delivered with a gorilla gram. So a gorilla delivered the package to make an impact.
Right.
So it's not magical, but it's something that.
No, it's novel and it's being creative. Yeah. Thinking outside the box, being different. Sir. Yeah. No, I'm totally into that. Anything to position yourself where people can remember you In fact, even when I perform, I wear these glasses. I don't know where they're not my normal glasses. It's a particular glass I wear now. I'm beginning to start wearing a top hat again, and because of my size, I'm 6'5", and so I'm real tall. It's impressive when I walk,
wow.
and people remember me.
I'm 5'6".
So I'm like a foot taller than you.
Exactly. So I need a taller.
Someday we'll get a picture of the two of us standing next to each other.
Hey, down in your area, I'm not sure exactly where in Florida, but Jeff Williams?
No.
He's from Minneapolis here. Geoff. Jeff.
Oh, Williams. Yes. Yeah, I
He
know.
has a standard thing going where he always gets a picture taken. And
Yeah, and your face. Brilliant idea.
It's stuff like that really makes
he's
him impact.
He's very creative. I love him. Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
So put your dollar store.
Yeah, we invite all of you to come down and live here in Florida. But don't bring that cold weather with you.
No, you see that draft.
We got a lot of room down here. And the funny thing about it is when I moved to Florida, I grew up in Indiana, and most of my career was in the Midwest. I performed everywhere. People, hire me. But I came down to Florida, and I asked people, have you ever seen a live magician? And they go, no. We got the Magic Kingdom, we got the Magic basketball team, but I've never seen a live magic show. You've never seen a live magician? They go, no. I said, well, don't go see the dead ones. They're no fun.
Exactly.
and I realized that there was a great deal of positioning that had to take place for when I came down here. So, but it's working. It's but I use video. Now that's one of the things that you would probably recommend too. And that is, I promote myself using video in front of a live performance, not a studio production, but a live performance.
Well, so a lot of people are doing a lot of that with just their camera phones set up, and like Douglas Kahn, he does I think he's down in New Orleans, but I see him all the time. He does
yeah, Doug, yeah.
He's got so much.
No, he's very talented. Yeah, but you're right. In fact, what was his numbers on TikTok? Was it like through the ceiling?
Well, he just got the silver certificate for YouTube, which I think is like 1 million views or something like that.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So it can be done. I mean, magic is I would like to start doing that more, and I'm going to have to force myself into it because, you again, you got the old tricks that are good ones.
Yeah.
But it's kind of tough to perform on these cameras when you got
in this screen. I have a little studio set up over here, and in fact today I'll be making new videos, some stuff that I'm promoting. So yeah,
as well, and I'm trying to get that up there, but so everything's gone through such a craze.
Yeah, everything, the technology, I'm having trouble keeping up with the technology, to tell you the truth. What I learned 15 years ago is becoming outdated now, and internet marketing and video and all that stuff. Well, but it's okay. Use what you got.
Technology pretty simple. I try and keep it as simple as I can. But the difference between the digital show and a in-person show, it's so drastic. But now it's starting to be accepted and almost expected to be a digital show.
Yeah. So I used to have a TV show, and it made me famous. I became a celebrity in Indianapolis, Indiana. It was good, but performing in a video like this, but I had a production team in the TV studio.
Right.
Now it's just me. So it's a challenge.
Well, our friend Doug Kahn, he has a very good studio where he's got, I think, a 3-camera shoot. And he's able to shoot it around using his phone or some kind of controller or whatever. So
that's not me. I got to keep it simple.
Well, it could end up being simple. In fact, I'm rethinking about, there's a thing called Mevo. It costs about $500. It's just a little camera, sits on a tripod, and what it does, it takes a big fisheye image, and then you can capture certain spaces, like my face, your face, both faces, and it's just switch to camera 1, switch to camera 2. It's one camera, but it takes multiple shots.
Gotcha. See, that's the stuff that you offer that I'm not aware of. I need to know that stuff. Good for you.
It's interesting.
Thank you for helping us.
I will do that, and that's what we're trying to do here with this new revelation that I'm trying to build out. because I'm trying to get re-energized with my magic again.
Yeah, a lot of magicians have been suffering over the past few years, and we need to reposition ourselves and move forward. It's not dead. In fact, the need is even greater in
I
my mind.
definitely think it is a little bit of lightness, get people
Yeah.
happy again. And
Yeah.
with that, I mean, we're gone for 20 minutes, so I'm going to close this off. But that kind of thing, being able to get in front of people again and getting a round of applause and some engagement, like with Dean there, he showed up. That was exciting to me, having some interaction and engagement. But there's not much of that these days, even on stuff like TikTok, when someone's got 10,000 followers and they've got 3 or 4 engaged people. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Whereas if you got 10,000 people watching you on a street corner doing the cups and balls like Gazzo, you're going to get some response. Well, I'm going to let you go back there. There is a deck of cards back there if you want to play around. Little Svengali deck if you want to play it. It's a digital one. I don't know if you've ever worked with digital cards. They're different.
No, I've never seen a digital Svengali deck.
They're bizarre. So have a look. Thank you, Steve. We'll talk soon.
See you next week.
Well, there you go. That was fun seeing our friend Dean. And I'm actually going to be interviewing Dean next tomorrow, I think. So here he is. It go down with yo. I don't know what he's saying there. Anyways, peace, love, and happiness. This is MagicBrad signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good. Be kind. Be self. Be nice. Be nice. See you later. Bye. I gotta go.